That second game, I believe it lasted just over a minute. Let me ask you. NoOne versus SumaiL. You mentioned that NoOne is apparently one of the scariest mids to play against. You're currently 2-0. What's your prediction?
I'm just looking at these two players like they're old friends, you know. I think if I want to be completely honest, I think NoOne would be more experienced. I think he's been practicing a lot as a mid player for his team, of course, and SumaiL.
Wait, what?
He just ate a mango.
He just ate
SumaiL
a,
just ate a mango.
he just ate a mango and they're not planning to block. They're not going to block, Jono.
I think they're just having fun, man. I don't think they are. I don't think they are playing this seriously.
Hold on a minute, NoOne. He runs, but yeah, no, it's way too late to get the proper block. It's a gentleman's agreement. They're not going to block. SumaiL ate a mango while he was trying to type. Why do you keep taunting? Or why do you keep dancing? I mean, this is. I mean, John, I would have thought maybe SumaiL would have wanted to, you know, essentially prove some punks wrong, but apparently not.
Wait,
What, razors?
the fuck? Dude, I don't think SumaiL's playing to win.
No. Hold on a minute.
Oh,
No
wait,
one.
Hold on a minute.
Hold
You
on.
might die here.
Oh! What? What? Are the punks not satisfied yet, Jono?
Dude, that's 3-2-2, man. I don't think SumaiL wants to play at all. I think he just intentionally lost the game.
Phoenix joined by John. I was about to call you John X Fire. Jonojy. Mr. Jonojy. Jono, how the hell are you doing?
Alright, Mike. I'm very excited to see this matchup. One of the best Chinese players in Dota coming together to play this 1v1.
What does that even mean? Can you explain?
Cool.
Can you translate?
he's just calling maybe brother, like very how do I say it, affectionately,
Wait, he called him brother professionally?
like affectionately, like, you know,
Oh. And what did
like
SC
very cutely.
And what did SCCC say exactly?
I'm not sure actually. Could be. I'm not sure actually.
My goodness. Alright, well, nevertheless, what is it with you people and never being able to read your own language? That's what I don't understand.
Dude, it's in freaking. They're using like how do I call it? Like the English romanization of it. I can't really tell, man.
Fair enough. Let's concentrate on the block right now, Jono. It's looking pretty damn good from maybe. A lot better than SCCC, maybe not. No, they're pretty. Oh no, maybe screwed it.
Oh.
SCCC actually gets the uphill advantage, and this is a very, very big deal in 1v1s, although maybe apparently doesn't care. He'll get the first deny.
No, and the first last hit as well.
You did mention I think you said you thought maybe was probably the favorite in this matchup between him and SCCC.
I think so. SCCC is more of he's a good mid laner with the team. So, and I think maybe he's more mechanically skilled, I think. So, we'll see though.
Look at Somnus already. Maybe. Oh my, he might actually.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh, hold on a minute.
Oh my god.
Hold on a goddamn minute. That's not how it's meant to happen, is it?
Holy shit.
Look at that. He even walks off from the lane.
Cool guys don't look at explosions, man. Like, if you get more last than an opponent, you're almost guaranteed to snowball and win. So, Necromastery is a must.
Well, see who gets the better block. We know how important this is. So far, Sylar looks to maybe have the advantage. They're pretty damn good at it. I mean, is this AI? Are these real players? I've never seen blocks this damn good before.
Man, this is reminds me of OpenAI. Still good.
Jesus, look at this.
Well, I'm pretty even, and I think slightly to Sylar, yeah.
Sylar gets it just barely, but ultimately, I don't know how much of a difference this is going to make. See, we see both players have exactly the same items. There's literally no difference, which is almost to be expected. Generally in these 1v1s, correct me if I'm wrong, but you'll see mostly salves coming out.
A lot of salves, a lot of mangoes, a lot of caritas. Yeah, this is not a usual Dota game.
Paparazzi's already got one. And it's just so important. Like, if you can't leave the lane, because you miss out on that CS, you miss out on the souls especially, and the XP for that matter. So it's pretty much, if you leave the lane, you've already lost, it feels like. Hence the reason, in case you didn't already know, as to why they continue to bring regen out. I do wonder, I mean, ultimately,
So you were saying?
I mean, it just looks so even right now. It's just hard to say who could actually be in the lead right now, apart from maybe the
Sylar
last
is in
hits.
the lead.
Yeah, thank you for that, John.
Like, he has 7 souls right now. Well, Paparazi is 8 actually, with more denies. I think they're pretty even. At the start, Sylar actually got the full first wave, but Paparazi managed to catch up thanks to the raises.
It's one of those things as well, right? Like, some players prefer to go for the mangoes, some prefer for clarities. I mean, ultimately, Paparazi, he started off with a mango as well. It is important, it feels, to keep that mana up during these engagements, these 1v1 tournaments. You know, if you're completely out of mana, you're probably not going to find any kills. And Sylar actually opts for the wand. How do you feel about that? Like, do you think the wand's better
I
off?
like it. Well, a wand is it's more expensive, but however, in 1v1s you're going to be spending a lot of raises. So I think the wand will have its value for, you know, turning a fight for Sylar.
I mean, currently, Sylar does actually have 2 mangoes on the way anyway. Paparazi actually got one in the stash. It's going to pick it up straight away. So still relatively even, but like you said, Sylar is in the lead and actually doing a fair good job. They've both got 12 souls though, so ultimately, because of Necromastery, you know, limiting your souls, in that sense it doesn't matter how many last hits they get for the souls, but you know, in these 1v1s as well, Jono, the gold, does it really matter that much?
I think it does. Like, for example, if you can farm enough to get a cloak, I'm just saying, like a cloak, right? Against like in the SF game, that magic resistance is gonna help you a lot against razors. That might potentially save you. So if you get ahead in a couple last hits, which is a couple hundred gold, you might actually come out ahead in the 1v1.
Sylar being so aggressive, it feels like he's really forcing Paparazi back. And I mean, I feel like we haven't got, you know, record of who's used what, but ultimately it looks like Paparazi's used a lot more regen than Sylar has.
Yep, Sylar opts for the wand, which is like a long-term. I guess you can think of it as a long-term investment. You're a banker, you should know. Paparazi, it's more of a, you know, living paycheck to paycheck kind of guy. He buys a regen. He tries to keep himself in lane as much as possible. I think ultimately a long-term investment in the wand would be more useful.
It's a very good point. I mean, the wand, if you get max charges with an SF, I mean, that's basically 3/4 of your HP that you're healing up. So it can make all the difference. It's like just a massive fairy fire almost. But at the same time, it's not like it's kind of like you expect them to have the wand. So you wouldn't jump on somebody with max wand charges. But like you said, long-term investment, it's going to be hard for Paparazi to be able to close off this game as Sylar continues to gain these charges, because you're never going to feel really comfortable jumping in on him like this.
Ooh, both sides actually opt for wards to help in lane, and like this is very smart by both players. Like I think one thing we should note is creep equilibrium in 1v1s. So if you have vision on, okay, how do I say it? If the enemy has vision of you on the other side, you can actually manipulate your creep by creep aggroing to help you last hit. So I think both of them buying the wards might actually be slightly detrimental for them, even though it gives vision for their high ground.
That's a very fair point. I mean, ultimately, like you said, like it's still good, but it may not be as good as, you know, for one person. Oh, Paparazzi.
Oh,
Did you see that
that's good.
self-cancel?
Oh man, that was sick, dude.
I gotta admit, John, if that was me, I probably wouldn't have gone for it. I would have thought it was way too out of range, but, I mean, that was just on the edge as well. That's gonna cost Sylar. I mean, that puts him a bit behind now.
Yeah, I think that soft cancel really cost Sylar, like you mentioned. We did, like we said before, he was a long-term investment, but now with that soft cancel, that one might just cost him like a couple levels in lost hits.
Well, Paparazzi has just taken over the net worth lead. He was about 300 to 400 gold behind, but he's literally in front now. So that was a big deal. And now Sylar, he's got no regen on him apart from that one. He's got some coming out. The raises, of course, very important to measure which ones you can and can't throw out. And I mean, both players, I should say. I was about to say teams, but both players, they're looking really, really even. Paparazzi is in front in terms of last hits. I mean, that seems very sudden as well, considering he was fairly behind before. Now, 8 last hits in front. The net worth is higher. In terms of levels, he's also a level ahead. Sylar, he can't sustain like this. He has to keep salving, but Paparazzi's got full control over this lane.
I think the passive regen from the multiple angles really helped Paparazi as well.
One more raise. It's always that short-term raise though. You can't really get in range to get it. It's just one of those things, like that's how people lose these 1v1 matchups. You get too tempted, you walk in, try to go for the close range raise, and it never works. Sylar, oh, Paparazzi again. Threw the animation out, just almost maybe just to scare Sylar a bit.
So aggressive with Paparazi there. Like, I mean, thanks to this, he's actually pushing Sylar out of the lane, and he's actually catching up from his consumables investment. So I think right now his side is very heavily favoring Paparazi right now.
So like you said, he cannot get back into this lane. He's too far behind. And look at Paparazzi again.
If that salves again.
Yeah, but that's all he's doing right now. It's just literally salve. And he's out of money, by the way. He's only got 85 gold. He actually has to run back to base.
Maybe the long-term investment was not so smart. Who knows?
I don't think it was, John. I mean, I assumed, like you, that it would be pretty decent of a decision, but I mean, like this, he's level 7. He's over a level behind Paparazi right now. He's going to be almost 2 levels behind by the time he gets back. Not to mention, he's just going to lose gold with that TP. Oh, never mind. He had it already, but that's not the point. The point is, he's just... Do you see Sylar coming back? Because I can't see it.
It's very hard. In this kind of one, they're going very aggressively.
I guess it's one of the positives, though, right? Like, the raises never really scale in these matchups. Sylar actually getting very aggressive. Maybe
I think he has to really force Paparazi out right now.
I guess, yeah, maybe understanding how far behind he is, he has to make something happen. But at the same time, Paparazi, I think understanding what Sylar's trying to do will not back off. Mind you, Sylar is not even at max souls yet, whereas Paparazi is. In fact, Sylar doesn't even have the max level. And actually, Sylar, not going to have that last raise off, although he will have it in just a second, but... Nice little self-cancellation. Sylar going in deep. Oh, one more last hit, and he's actually going to pick this one up, and he will not. My God.
Paparazi should be fine.
That is a good point. The magic wand is there as well for Paparazi, and I mean, it's like you mentioned, they are going for the cloaks now. Well, I should say Paparazi is, and it's so much value. That 15% magic resistance makes a hell of a lot of difference when you're talking about this much magic damage.
Yeah, especially with the new changes to Shadow Rays, right? I think this is the first official 1v1 tournament where we had the new Shadow Rays being played. So the cloak is even going to be even more value in this case.
Absolutely. Sylar now again copying. I mean, we're 10.5 minutes in. It almost feels like there's no end to this game. Like, you know, 1v1s usually I find they're gonna last 10 to 15 minutes maximum. This game, I mean, it doesn't look like there's any end coming.
Well, someone's gonna get impatient eventually, so you just have to see. It's all about a patient game, right? In 1v1s, especially when you have two of these god tier players around. So.
Oh. Where Sylar, I mean, you literally just said it. You literally just said he's gonna get impatient, and he did. I mean, he's 20 last hits behind. There's just he had to be aggressive, right? Like he didn't really have a chance.
Yeah. Well, he tried his best though, but you're up against a defending champion, Paparazi.